Alright, hello and welcome back everyone to Game 4 in the Grand Finals of the High School Star League Dota 2. We've got Crescenta Valley trailing one game now, going up against Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. We're in the draft. I'm Helium, and joining me once again, I'm joining you, Brax here.
I like to think of it as I'm joining you. Hello.
How's it going? So, actually, I don't think we ever got to see Doom. Doom is banned out here. Lycan also going to be taken out. So we got to see Lycan twice already.
Yeah.
But not this game. Maybe it's the return of the Void Tinker. Death Prophet getting that respect ban. Actually, again, it's Lamoureux who has success with Void and bans it. Then they have success with the Death Prophet, and they're going to ban it out here in Game 2 as well. Or Game 4.
We haven't seen any Panda at all.
Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised.
Maybe these teams don't prioritize Panda very highly, or they just prefer to play with something else.
I don't know, man. The boy Loy, you think
Void.
would pick it up? He's been on those micro heroes. Sort of. Lycan is kind of one of those. Yeah. Enough micro to snipe all of Shadow Shaman's items, so...
Alright, so we got Void on the Radiance and Razor on the Dire, as well as... Okay, Trent Protector.
And I like how I said that if they change towers last game, we'll never see that hero again, and then he just comes up in the next game.
Yeah. I actually think Tree's pretty good against Void. You can armor whoever's getting focused, and you can also root any follow-up.
Yeah, it is going to be really nice. I mean, we saw a little bit of that. I mean, I guess EG, PPD kind of reinvented that hero, had really good success with it, even in this current patch, and then it slowly fell off, got less prioritized, creeps up every now and again, and I like it, like you said, living armor is going to keep you alive, and the counter initiation, the threat is real with the Treant, especially if you can get a blink up. But we'll see. Will it be the obligatory Skywrath pick second?
Yeah, so that's the problem. You know, the armor doesn't do a whole lot against like Skywrath or Sand King, and pretty much a lot of the heroes like the combo up with the Void. Yep, there's the Skywrath.
Shocked.
I've never seen that before.
I really haven't. Alright, who would have thought that would ever have been a thing, really? But here it is, every game. Looking into the bans now, they take out the Mirana. I think Mirana is also a suitable second pick. Maybe if Skywrath gets taken out first phase, Mirana and Void are also pretty scary. Mirana and Tidehunter, same thing. Just use that ultimate to line up the arrow, line up the Mystic Flare. They're all pretty good kill potential. And Tinker will fall. Crescenta, game 1, fresh in their minds.
Yep. No Tinker in this game.
It's a good game.
So, what do you think they'll do with the tree? Do you think they'll do anything special with it? They picked it so early, it's the hero that can be picked at pretty much any stage of the game, but they chose to pick it as their second pick.
If Void maybe goes offlane here, just get the Treant Protector with the boots early and try to just zone him out, because Treant hits like a truck, and with the move speed, it'll be pretty nice. If not, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything special. I mean, I would say support, maybe special just as an offlane tree. I don't know. I mean, can you do many special things with Treant?
I mean, you know, it's just strange that they would want to pick it so early. Right there. You know, they probably could have picked it as their any pick this game. There's probably no chance at all it'd be banned. But instead they chose to pick it second, either to, you know, make the enemy think about it, to scare them, or they actually have something for it, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seemed really good in response to the Void, but like you said, it doesn't do much against the Skywrath coming out. Like, Mystic Flare is just going to obliterate you still.
Right.
But we'll see. Shadow Shaman comes out, so there's your push again. You got the early push when Shadow Shaman's level 6. You got more tower pushing when Razor finishes his Ags later. He goes for the early mech, which also helps. The armor, the heal. The team fight, the push, everything pretty much. But Lamoureux, their third pick, Earthshaker, I guess?
I don't know. Sand King. Okay. So again, they have something else. They have Sandstorm to break through Tree's armor now as well.
Yeah, so that'll also go pretty fast. Sandstorm is so good now.
Yeah, it is. Very, very strong spell. Okay, so they picked Viper. Viper is extremely strong against the Void. He's hard to focus down in the Chrono, and when he's not in the Chrono, he can ult the Void, so the ult won't deal any damage at all.
Yeah, and he's a lane dominator, so he should be able to get his farm. And the one Viper we already saw today in these grand finals, he went mech and a pipe, and that, you know, if Faceless Void's not really dominating, that should be enough to kind of shut down the Void Skywrath combo, especially with the corrosive skin. Like you said, he can't be focused. And then a hero we don't see very often at all, Timbersaw coming out.
Nice. I like Timbersaw.
You like him this game though?
No, but I like him.
Yeah. There you go.
He's good when the enemy lacks disables and when they have a weak safe lane. He can get a lot out of a hard lane.
Yeah, so they kind of lack disables. Like, it's just Shadow Shaman right now that can cancel out the Timbersaw, which, honestly, is all you need. But, and Ultimate from Treant Protector, I suppose.
Yeah.
So he will have trouble laning.
In, like, the mid-game Timbersaw is, like, that hero that pushes, like, the hardest lane. You know, like, the most dangerous lane in the game, pretty much. And he's always in your face pushing lanes out. And unless you have a lot of disables or something specifically to catch him, he's very difficult to stop. He can always just farm the enemy jungle and push lanes and over and over and over.
Yeah, so that could work out for them, and he could maybe get a lot of farm that way, but I'm just concerned he will struggle through the laning phase. Like, Viper can kind of run him out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sorry. Viper can definitely run him out. Razor can definitely run him out of the lane as well. I don't know, maybe Monib takes the Timbersaw mid, because that seems like the weird pick. I mean, Bane was a weird middle pick that Monib took. Maybe he just wants to play the Timbersaw middle. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's a hard matchup against both Viper and Razor for Timbersaw mid, though. So I don't know.
Anybody.
Yeah, for anybody.
OD's like the only hero that can kind of step to Razor Viper.
I don't know. Razor was the hero picked to counter OD, pretty much.
No, I know, but I always think they're in like a weird balance, right? It's like he's picked to counter him, but they do reasonably well. Well, not anymore since Astral got its range nerfed. I think Razor actually does a lot better, but
Yeah. I don't know.
maybe Sniper,
It's
that
strange.
range.
Too bad he still got, like, the lowest base damage. He Shadow Fiend with no souls.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that
Alright,
means...
so Silencer gets banned out, and Nature's Prophet. We saw Silencer in game 1.
Yeah, we did. There's a chance that the Void could be safe lane now, though, because of the Timbersaw. He might be the primary farmer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Void is pretty good offlane. Timbersaw doesn't offer right click, so I was thinking just to get guaranteed farm on Timber, even put him safe. Because, I mean, he's weird already. Might as well just go with it.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
Last pick. Alright, well, it comes out. Dragonite. Didn't you just say that was your favorite hero earlier?
It is. He does it all. He tanks, he does damage. Alright, we got Meepo.
On Modab, thinking he's hot stuff. Gonna pick it up.
Okay, so it looks like it's a safe lane Void, just based off players.
Yeah, Flappy Bird picks it up here. So Unknown has been doing the off lane. Actually, has he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So it should be off lane. I think he's gonna have a pretty tough time. But Monab middle, it should be middle on the Meepo against the Dragonite. How do you think he fares in that matchup?
It's a very, very good matchup for Meepo. He has a lot of kill potential, and he'll never die to DK.
Yeah, pretty much. Just poof. He's a hard hero to gank, honestly. Once he's level 3, it's like pretty hard to push Meepo out of that lane.
Yeah.
Especially if he gets a bottle, he rune controls. There's maybe enough disable from Shadow Shaman if they rotate, though.
It's so scared to lane against him, too, because Skywrath can casually walk in from the lane and slow him, and Meepo will be able to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, at least Dragonite's decently tanky, but it's not going to be too hard for Meepo. His damage earlier, getting the in and out damage on the poofs, it's so high.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, so it looks like the Dire have an offensive tri-lane with the Viper. I assume because John Areno has been playing the offlane for the most part. But,
Whoa. Sorry, I was reading Twitch chat, and someone just said there's a 5.6 gigabyte patch.
Is there?
I don't know. Started 1 second ago. The hype is real. It looks like we'll have to wait for 1, maybe 2 more games. But,
I hope
sorry.
it's
Go
the,
on, John Areno.
I hope it's the, like, bringing Dota to the next...
Source 2?
Yeah, Source 2.
Yeah, I'm actually way more pumped about that than Techies.
Yeah.
As I think most Dota players that play Dota 1 are.
That's got so much potential.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Alright, but here we are. Let's do the old introductions. I'll just go over the Dire first. You can take the Radiant. We've got Gren, Ree here playing on the Shadow Shaman will be supporting up. The aggressive tri-lane you did point out here with Wheatmaster, and we've seen this combo a lot. I mean, Treant Protector plus Shadow Shaman can actually roam really, really well. They've got the early smoke. Canyon will be playing the Razor. Mid lane, it'll be Loy on the Dragonite. Going to be a pretty tough lane, actually. And we've got Based. It's June, he, Reno, but John Reno is cooler. Maybe not, but it's June. It's Based June. That's what it is now. I've been mispronouncing it this whole time.
The battle begins.
It's the man of many names.
Yeah.
Alright, so on the Radiant we have Unknown playing the offlane Timbersaw, Monib playing our Meepo in the mid lane. He has the sweet Meepo set with the Kingdom Hearts key thingamabob, whatever it's called. We have Flappy Bird playing the Void. He's actually switching lanes. They see the aggressive tri-lane and they're switching lanes and he's running top. We have Detonator on the Skywrath Mage. And we have Norris on the Sand King.
Yeah, and it will actually be, I think Detonator and Norris, they did this, right? They had Sand King and Skywrath in that first game together. Actually, mid lane, there's a bit of a party. They try to gank up. There's a regen rune bot, so Wheatmaster can go ahead and heal up. He tanks a lot of the tower hits. They try to get an early kill out there, but lacking significantly in damage from those three heroes.
Yeah, that's
a ton of disable and slow, but they're not getting that kill.
That is an extremely hard kill to get. They have to sit there and right-click him for quite a long time to get that one. But
yeah,
it looks like they're rotating their lanes accordingly. They don't want to waste their time with the Timber, so they want to chase the Void around.
Yeah, and I think this is the easier matchup for Timber. I mean, him against Viper seemed like no way. Against Razor, I mean, you don't really need the last hit. You can use your mana to last hit on Timbersaw, so the static link isn't too big, and you should always be able to run away from him.
Yeah, both matchups are difficult. This is probably the easier one. But regardless, the other hero is going to completely free-farm the lane.
Yeah, and we'll just have to see how much Unknown can get. Maybe he has still a pretty big impact this game. And he's an impact hero based off of just experience, so at least he can get that pretty much uncontested.
Exactly. Once he gets his levels, he'll be...
Oh, Loy in the mid lane, the double nets. Monub showing his skills here with the Meepo, and that's the early first blood. 2 points in Poof, 1 in Earthbind, and looking for the next one in Geostrike. Seems to be the normal build at level 5.
Yeah, Meepo, man, he's tough.
Yeah, I guess actually we did talk about him game 1.
Alright, so we got a try versus try top lane. We got the Viper, Tree, Rasta against the Void, Sand King, and the Skywrath Mage. It's quite hard for the Void to farm. Now, at least. Well, he's got a Quelling Blade and a Poor Man Shield. He can still farm, but I mean, it's hard for them to fight.
Yeah, it is indeed. We'll see. Actually, so far the farm is actually going the way of the Void, 9-2. Looking at the Viper, only 5-0. And I've been corrected. Sorry, we've been just mispronouncing everyone's game. It's Manib. For Monib. Manib. I'm actually a friend with him. Randomly met him in a pub, and he was really fun to play with. So it's pretty good. I've been carried by him.
Nice.
Smoke gank.
Yep, they're moving in for the Meepo. God, that's still a tough kill to get, though.
Over under on this, yeah. Do you think they can do it?
I don't think so.
See.
Dragonite doesn't have stun. They only have one thing to break the poof, and I think even if they time
Courier! They should just get the Courier! Please get the Courier! Oh, the Courier! They could have got it. That actually probably would have been worth the smoke still. And he poops out his other Meepo. Back to base.
Monib with the awareness.
Yeah, really. And the Courier's still just chilling, like, oh, here's your bottle, sire.
Yep. He easily, successfully dodged that gank. Those Tranquil Boots at the move speed, too. Helped him out quite a bit.
Yeah, not the most common choice early on. I've seen Meepos in mid do a ton of different things, whether it's just, like, Ring of Protection into Bass, or turn it into Tranquils, or even starting with the Poor Man Shield and getting Treads early. The hero seems pretty versatile. Bottle seems to be pretty standard. I assume for the rune control, but I don't know. I've never really thought too much about it.
I really like the Poor Man Shield build.
Yeah, that's what I've seen the oh gosh, I can't speak. Ciderol and the South American mid hero players have been doing the Poor Man Shield on Meepo.
Yeah.
You've been playing it a lot, so that's my pro tip to you when you face them in qualifiers. You might want to ban Meepo.
Oh, they're on Monib here.
Double damage!
I think he's okay. Oh, I'm just kidding. Dragonite's got stun now. He's going down.
Yeah. Oh, I must be a little bit ahead of you.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and the double damage there too.
That's a big kill. He gets the rune as well.
Yeah, nice filling up that bottle, and the Breathe Fire spam is an integral part of Dragonite, you know, dominating the mid lane, keeping the push out, and continuing to control runes as he pushes it out, getting up that farm. 11 last hits to Meepo's 21, so you can see that he's falling behind, and now the supports will rotate back up top to this tri-lane. Viper, pretty good to stay on his own, honestly, and doing quite well, and now Grenry in a bit of trouble, though they find him out first. Monib has anticipated this, and he goes to the top lane looking to get the double. Actually, Flappy Bird gets the double. It's probably even better. More farm and the double kill up here. That's going to make Viper's life even harder. June is just chilling. Like, no, I don't want any part of that. There's essentially 5 heroes up top.
That's a huge gank. He was right in the right spot. The Timbersaw is actually doing very well against the Razor.
Under attack.
He's able to nuke him down quite a bit while keeping up in the farm.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping too much of an eye down here because Meepo's kind of the story, but it seems like maybe Canyon is scared to play too aggressive up in the Timbersaw's face, because Timbersaw's like doing better, and I feel like that should not be the case.
Yeah, he definitely could be pressuring with Link a bit more, but he wants to take it safely, it looks like.
Yeah, well, that seems okay. Supports are going to come to help him out even, or actually come back down here, because I think they started the game down in this bottom lane.
Yeah, they've died too many times top. It's hard to fight now. Scareth Mates is
Here
already
goes the
level 4.
Link. Canyon can actually probably get this kill on his own right now. I don't know if I would have run around that route. Plasma Field's coming back up, so that would have given the vision, and one more Plasma Field. It's rank 3. I feel like it was worth the shot to throw it out there. Oh, they'll cancel the salve, I think. Yeah, the Leech Seed, big range on that one. Wheatmaster. This guy, I think he's got hacks installed. There's the sheep, the hex there. The follow-up to the hacks, and they will bring him down. Razor getting the kill.
Alright, so that was a great kill they got. It was a tough one, but they actually got it, so that was good.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
and they
attack.
were able to get that tough kill on Meepo, too. So the supports, I mean, we've seen Crescenta Valley High School. The game 1, they really roamed and did a great job. Couldn't quite squeeze out the win. And game 2, doing the same thing. And unfortunately, with the Meepo, the game might have the same problem.
Meepo barely got that poof off before getting stunned.
Yeah. And then up top, Flappy Bird going to go ahead and kill June. So he drops 0 and 1, only 13 last hits. Void with 33, and getting pretty close to the Mask of Madness. Has the Morbid Mask right now.
Yeah, once he has ults, there's nobody that can come up there, really. You know, Viper's one of those heroes that's so strong early game, but he's not very good at farming. He has a hard time at catching up when he falls behind. And he is like he's a very strong hero, but you want to play to his strengths. You don't want to ever sack the hero. If you sack the hero, he's going to fall behind and he's going to be in this position pretty much, where he can't farm a lane, he can't really gank a lane, he can't really do anything.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. Like, he generally does well because he is a lane dominator, and there's few 1v1 matchups that he can't win. But in this scenario, and I saw a similar game the other night that I was casting, I can't remember the team, but they did a safe lane Viper like this, and it was, of course, the Sneaky Nyx Assassins that put an aggressive tri-lane against it, and I've never seen Viper die so many times in a game in my life. He looked like paper, and like it was over. The game was over in 2 minutes, like you just knew.
He's like a hero that's got to be up in your face, and when you're just not farmed, or you're not having a strong game, you're just gonna die every time.
Yeah, well, luckily, he's only died once so far, but not getting a lot of farm. And then he is going for the Hedra, so it looks like he'll be carrying the mech, which means Razor maybe going Phase Drums Ags, maybe just Phase Ags to get the push on. They want to dive this Timber one more time. He's also not having too great of a time, but doing better than expected. He dies again, and now you see Razor put in the distance there. He's 43 last hits to the 28 there on the Timber. Timber dying. He's level 7, though. Other lanes are going well, and again, Chakram is going to be a good spell to layer up on top of that Chrono, too. Also to deal with the Living Armor.
Yeah, he pulled up real quickly after that first kill. So, let's talk about Dragonite a bit. The hero is extremely strong at level 6 because he can pretty much pressure anyone 1v1 out of the lane and damage the tower a lot. Against Meepo, it's a bit harder. Meepo can pretty much kill him every time. If another hero comes, then he's just going to die as well. But usually what happens when you have Dragonite on your team is as soon as he hits level 6, or when he's like 5.5, you gank for him. So you can kill the other laner and push the tower at the same time. So it's
that seems smart.
It's something you have to play around a bit, but that's just his strength. He's still a good hero, even if you don't manage to secure an early tower. And they're just killing the Timbersaw over and over now.
Yeah, they're just dominating the Timbersaw. what I described of the Viper's fate from the other night is pretty much happening to Timbersaw right now.
Yeah.
That's his third death. It's a bit problematic. And to the DK point, it's not even the mid lane, right? It's like whatever lane is open, he can sort of push. Maybe even be a bit of a rat, if you want to use that term, but not against the global presence of Meepo. It's just going to be impossible.
Is under attack.
Yeah, he just can't do it alone against Meepo, that's all. He needs some help.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower
And Meepo, I mean, you saw game 1, they had the Tinker, and essentially this draft. I can't remember what the other Timbersaw hero would have been, but Meepo kind of fills that same role. He dominates the map, global presence, really hard to push into, and he's going to do just that. Maybe even gets online a bit earlier. And the Chrono from Flappy Bird, a little bit questionable. He's running back inside of it, cannot bring down the Wheat Master, and things have gone wrong in the top lane. Skyraf dead, Void dead, and Norris also going to fall. With the bottom lane starting to do poorly, this turnaround up top could be pretty bad news.
Yeah, wow, that's huge. They had so much of a lead in that lane, and now they just gave it right back.
Meepo going to see what he can do. I mean, that being said, it is just kills. They're not going to take an objective off of that. They're not even close to getting an objective off of that. In well, I guess bottom lane, they open up more space. They kill Timber, and they get the tower, but... Alright, that's pretty good. One safe lane tower down is a good way to start things off. Here comes
Meepo up
bottom,
top.
though. Sorry, Manib. I reverted back to my old stubborn ways. The zoning Mystic Flare, the best Mystic Flare right there. From
You know, just
Skyraf.
making sure he didn't run into it, that's all.
Yeah. And now, so that's what I was talking about. Now this kill turns into an objective, so that is a pretty good one. And double damage on Meepo is actually so broken.
Yeah, it is. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I think they should really fix that.
Well, at the same time, it gives Dragonite some space for mid tower.
Yeah, and Serpent Ward's gonna come out too. Yeah, I mean, I guess just drop him. I don't know if it was quite needed. They didn't even use Elder Dragon, so I guess that's okay. One or the other, they didn't need both.
Yep. I think it's safer to keep Dragonite's ultimate up because now he has, you know, he's got the stun. He can still fight pretty well.
Yeah, the long range stun. And let's see, is he actually... so what do you keep Dragon Tail level 1, or would you put one more point in Dragon Blood and start going stats?
I definitely would skip stats. I would level up the stun.
Alright, yeah, I was actually streaming and I had a stream viewer last night be like, just level up the stats. And, I mean, I gotta say, you're pretty terrorizing in the team fights from the extra stats, but the extra time on the disable can go a long way. You really never know how much it can do. It's hard to gauge. I guess if you've got a lot of disable, you can probably skip it, but...
I would definitely prioritize the longer stun duration over some stats. You know, sometimes it's all you need to make the difference. Also, the cooldown goes down too.
Yeah. Not by much, just 1 second each time, but I actually didn't know that. So Norse spamming out the wave. They look to push here in the middle lane. They're grouping up actually as, what is it right now, as 8 or 7?
As all.
7. Yeah, as all. We don't need to count. Math is hard. Mystic Flare
that's a
onto
big
2.
net.
You really only wanted on 1, but the net's onto everybody, and the Chrono here from Flappy Bird. He runs back into the Chakram onto the Elder Dragon from the Immortal here. Monib still trying to fight. Norris will go down. Can Manib, can he kill everybody? No, he will go down. There's a lot of AoE damage to stop him, and it's a complete team wipe.
Oh my god, they're all so low.
Lamb
Just
2.
couldn't be finished.
5-4-3, now trailing 4 kills after that little mini disaster top and then the full disaster in the mid lane.
Canyon's almost got his Ags already. Just from that
Yeah, he
fight.
does go straight for it, and the mechanism is there on Viper, so he's finished that up. We'll go bottom to farm.
You know, even though the Viper is 2 and 3, he's already got a mech, you know. That's all he needs pretty much. He's doing his job.
But a tower gold and a full team wipe will get you there, even with 25 CS. He picks up the mech at pretty much the standard time, although he is still on brown boots, so still a bit behind, but definitely on pace to make a recovery.
There's nothing wrong with the sandals. No shame.
It's alright. At least, I don't know, maybe he thinks the slippers of agilities are the boot. Some new players could get confused by that.
Well, I mean, technically Viper doesn't even need the boots. He's got no feet.
That's true. And technically his wings are on backwards as well, so he shouldn't even be able to move. But here he is, flying around, trying to zone out this Timbersaw.
Okay, so Flappy Bird's going for the crit as well, it looks like. Was he playing the Void in the first game? Do you remember?
Yeah, he is the Void that did go for the crit there too.
Okay. That's
I don't
bad.
know.
I wasn't
I don't know if
sure.
he didn't get the memo, or I mean, Manib, you think would be maybe calling some shots, saying like just get Maelstrom, calculated Crystallis. I don't know.
I don't know. He's busy meepoing.
Stubborn bird, perhaps. That overgrowth. You can time walk, but you cannot run afterwards, apparently. And I would say the chrono was pretty big, but that net was even bigger. I think he might live. I don't know why he didn't Mask of Madness and just bolt, but he's gonna go for the TP, and he's gonna die.
Oh no, how unfortunate.
Oh my god.
It looked like he was totally out, but he didn't want to use his Mask of Madness. That's unfortunate.
He's not that mad. He's not gonna use it.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, so we now have Radiant transitioning to a mid-tower push.
Alright, Meepo wants to turn this around. Mystic Flare out onto Loy, and they will bring him down. The Serpent Wards have been dropped. Aftershock's pretty good at dealing with Manib's Meepo, and the Meepo will go down. It's now 14-9, so another big kill there on the Meepo. But Meepo, he's like the one hero I always say, like, you can honestly feed on this guy. He respawns so fast.
Yeah, he just responds faster to die.
Yeah, it like doesn't even matter.
He gets so high level so quickly just to give the experience all right back.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's true. You do get over leveled on that hero, so when you die, it's a big deal in that regard, but it's okay because you do respawn so fast. Yeah, I think his level 25 respawn time is only like 62 seconds or something.
It's something ridiculous. Meepo is like if you don't die on Meepo, you're gonna have like 800 gold per minute. Like he's so strong in fights with all the disables and poofs, but it like kind of blinds you sometimes, you know? Like you can still die in these fights. It's really hard to
especially
like
with the Aftershock,
balance
the
yourself.
Plasma Field, the Tree All, even the Dragon Breath is AoE, so there's a lot of AoE to bring him down, and I mean, with the Static Link, there's a lot of single target to bring down that one Meepo too, because you only got to kill one.
Right.
Let's see, he's chopping away. That Meepo set is pretty sick. Actually mixed and matched a little bit. Canyon says hello. Canyon, Meepo and Razor are actually very similar gold per minute, so I was prompted to look at that graph when you mentioned it. So Meepo is, I don't know, he's in first, but I would honestly say behind, because you would expect Meepo to really be dominating the GPM at this point.
Right, he's a hero that tries, you know, he wants to stay ahead all game long. When he's on even ground is when you can actually take him down.
Yeah, Timber Saw starting to build up. He's got the Mana Boots, the Perseverance, so he pretty much doesn't have to go back to base, unless he gets really low on HP, but even then, Reactive Armor's pretty good. So he's looking to go for the Bloodstone right now, also going to be able to respawn pretty quickly, and hopefully never give away a kill if he can use the active there. Maybe even heal up the team too. Heal up the Meepos, the tactical suicide.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, that's a completely uncontested tower. It's, I don't think Lamb 2 can really contest anything until Sand King has his Blink Dagger. Norris needs to sit in the jungle for a few minutes and try to get that up.
Yeah, they have terrible heroes for clearing out Serpent Wards too.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
All
attack.
melee and then Gyrath. I guess Meepo can kill him pretty quick, but
Yeah, they have the spells to focus one hero in the Chrono right away with Mystic Flare and the Chronosphere, but afterwards they don't really have a whole lot of damage. Timbersaw, he can throw his ult in there and out, and that's pretty much it. He can't really get in there and use other spells to deal a lot of damage. And Sand King doesn't have a blink yet, so he has a hard time getting his ult off on multiple heroes. They just need to wait for his dagger, then they should be okay.
yeah, that Sand King Blink is actually really late. He does go for Arcane Boots first, which is not completely uncommon, but a lot of times you'll just see the brown boots and the blink. He has a Bass, which is a little interesting, maybe just for the mana regen, for some extra push, I guess, with the Meepo, because Meepo didn't decide to get one. Actually, no one decided to get one, and it's a pretty good item early, so I think it's still worth picking up.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have it one on your team.
Yeah, who actually has it for... Oh, the Aquila up on Razor for the other side. And now the Blink comes out on Meepo, so now maybe it can be a bit more of a Manib show if you can start finding some pickoffs. I think the Shadow Shaman's probably the best bet if you can find the hero alone, but again, Shadow Shaman shouldn't really be alone too often.
Yeah, he can definitely kill quite a few heroes now on the map. He can pick almost anyone off. I think it's just the Razor he won't be able to kill on his own. And probably the Dragon Knight, he's got 1500 health.
Yeah, and a crap ton of armor too.
Yep.
With Dragon Blood now maxed out. And let's see, yeah. Oh, he's at the point where he could choose stats or stun. So we'll see. Probably should be the stun. That's what I normally do anyways. I was swayed last night.
I mean, stats aren't the worst, you know. Helps you farm jungle, gives you mana health. It's just preference, I guess.
And then there's Illidan, who maxes Dragon Tail first.
Oh no, don't get me started.
I know it's a hot issue in the Dota community.
That guy is the master of the worst possible builds.
He really is. Some people have weird item builds, and then there's Illidan with his weird skill builds. What are you gonna do? To each his own.
I think he's a troll.
Probably. I've seen him straight up lose some games though because of skill builds.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Sand King's 200 gold off his blink, but unfortunately the Dire are going to push down mid.
Oh boy, jumps in a nice chrono, and they're going to be able to bring down the Dragonite through that Mystic Flare. Armor not going to save you there. There's a nice overgrowth trying to focus down Manib. Canyon, though, I think might drop. Can someone get to Canyon? They can't. And Manib will fall. Actually, Void and Skywrath died on the back end of that. Norris coming in, though, to clean it up. Skywrath, or not Skywrath, Timbersaw. Can he get it done here? The Sandstorm is doing a lot.
Oh my god, they're so low.
Oh, he gets it! Norris, MVP of the team fight. Going for the double kill there. And man, these teams, it's been a slaughter fest. So many fights have gone 4 for 3 or 5 for 4 or even 5 for 5.
Yeah, these guys are warriors. The Sand King had 1900 gold before that fight. Now he's got a blink and 1500 gold on top of him. He got so much gold in that fight.
The Veil is pretty much completed. He will go Veil after the Blink Dagger.
Yep.
No towers, though. They do hold on to their own. And I think that was a little ambitious. Should have blinked out of that one immediately. And he dies. And, yeah, loses some of that gold. Actually, no, he had mostly bought out, so he's good.
You know, that's what I like to call giving the other team false hope. You do something amazing, then you give a little bit back to them to make them feel like they're in the game, but Norris is going to close this one out, I know it.
Alright, let's see. Loy, I think, is in some trouble. He's not in his ultimate form. He's being brought down, but the overgrowth to save. The Nets, though, coming out on CD. I think Manib needs to get out of here. He's going to continue to poof. I think he'll kill a Wheat Master, but he's going to die. Yeah, Razor coming in, and actually Dragonite gets the kill. So, Trien, I mean, we talked about his counter initiation. I don't know if that was quite counter initiation. It was just a bit suicidal on Meepo's part, but well played. He dies. Dragonite lives, though.
That's a big deal when Meepo dies. Like, just think in that 40 seconds he could have farmed. You know, Meepo can potentially farm at like 1,000 gold per minute if you actually farm, you know, a lane at the whole jungle and then the opposite lane or something. It's just not a consistent. It's like in, you know, there's only so many creeps on the map.
Yeah, in the burst when they're all around. Alright, well, Sandstorm is up. I don't know if they have detection or what. Norris is getting a lot done. He is dying to Corrosive Skin, and wow, the Bro Strike for the Chrono. Couldn't have timed those two better. And Grenry will die here. Now they need to turn this around, but Canyon's still alive. You cannot focus him, and they will all die here in the middle lane. It's really looking like Crescenta's going to tie this up.
Yeah, this Viper and Razor are just way too tanky. Even the Viper, who had, you know, a mech at 13 minutes with brown boots, he had 23 CS at 13 minutes. Now he's doing fantastic.
Yeah, 22 to 16. Looking at the graphs, we can see the game and how it started out early on, about 7 minutes. They're at 3k advantage at 7 minutes. That's a pretty big deal. And then things just go horribly wrong. They're down 1,000 at 11 minutes. It's been topsy-turvy since then, and we actually find ourselves at about equilibrium here at 23 minutes. XP, Lamb 2 still slightly ahead, but also drifting towards equilibrium.
Yep, Timbersaw just picked up his Bloodstone. It looks like, yep, Meepo is working on a mech, actually. So he's not going into a Hex or a Scotty or anything like that. He's focusing more on the team fight, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's okay on Meepo. It gives you the 5 stats, which all get shared once you have the Ag. So the Ag's the Blink and the Mech, but he's not going to be that Meepo warrior that has a Scatty or a Sheepstick, like you said.
Yeah, it's definitely the more cost-efficient build. Like, it's either the ultimate orb or you have a full mech, you know? The mech is much more useful at that point.
Yeah, and he's been barely dying too, so the mech actually might be enough to just stay alive here. I don't know. Team fights, again, they can still go any way, so we will have to see. It is not over, but I think the game is probably harder right now for Lamb 2 than it maybe had to have been.
Yeah, the Razor's about 300 gold from his BKB once he picks that up. I don't think they'll have the damage at all to kill him. Actually, they still
I mean, they
probably
already don't.
Yeah,
he was
they already
like half
don't.
health that last fight, and they weren't even trying to kill him.
Yeah. They know it's impossible to take him down. They don't even try.
7, 1, and 8. He's done really well. And with a Meepo that's only like 4 and 5, just goes to show how fast that guy farms. Still ahead of the Razor, but just barely. And in bottom lane, he finds a kill with the Blinken on a Gren Re, and that was definitely a mistake to drop the Servant Wards.
Yeah, he had no chance of turning that at all. Maybe he was hoping for a little bit earlier of a TP, but still ambitious.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucked to waste those. 90 seconds on cooldown now. They were Ag Serpent Wards, so that basically equals a tower or Roche. But, I mean, whatever. He respawns, they got another minute to maybe farm, and then they can look for an objective again.
Yep. 2 big items picked up for Crescenta Valley. They have the Pipe on Viper and BKB on Razor now.
Yeah, and there they go, the Viper. It's June that does like the mech and to the pipe, and Manib in the bottom lane is going to go down once more. Tries to poof, but they all just poof away in death.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, they just, they've been trying to get this mid tower forever, but it just keeps getting healed up. You know, they just chip at it all the time. Oh, big chrono.
Wow, I was a little concerned that they split their damage on 2 targets there, the 2 tankiest targets, and they actually were able to kill them both. Void with the crit and a Demon Edge now actually doing considerable damage with the Mask of Madness. And those shreds are locked on agility.
Yeah, it just
Guys
goes to
not
show you how
concerned
strong
with
their fight
HP.
really is when they coordinate it properly.
Yeah, and that's completely without the Meepo. A bit of disarray kind of coming into that one at a time on the side of Crescenta, but
has fallen.
yeah, works for Lamb 2. They take an objective off. May even get another one here. No buybacks, so 20 seconds of pure damage on this tower. Only living armor to slow him down. And that gold thing.
Are fortified.
Oh, not the gold thing.
It's the worst.
What's that thing called again?
I think it's called Glyph of Fortification.
Oh, yeah. I
Do
hate
you have that on a hotkey, by the way? I feel like asking.
I do, but I've never used it once. I put it on a hotkey because somebody on my team accidentally always presses it, and it just randomly goes off.
Seems like a terrible reason to put it on a hotkey.
It does, but I have it on like a... I have it on my minus on my numpad, so my hand doesn't even get anywhere near there.
Oh. Alright, Unknown goes down. And I'll tell you what I have that key bound to. I have that to console. Because I always accidentally press tilde when I'm going to control group 1, you know, sometimes, or even tab targeting.
Uh-huh. Is that
So-
the 1x1? The thing on the left?
Yeah, the tilde.
I've never known what that was called. I always called it the jalapeno.
I'll allow it. That's a good name. I think I might also call it that from now on. But yeah, I don't know. I hated opening console and losing a team fight, so I just threw it on the complete flip side of the keyboard.
Okay. Yeah, it's my courier hotkey.
Yeah. What, the tilde?
Mm-hmm.
Also seems good. I use... This is what we're talking about now. I use F3 and F4 for courier deliver and boost, and then F1 and F2 for runes.
I need to set that up so badly.
I'm a cheater.
It's so useful.
It really is. I love it. It's also great for mid, but it's probably underrated for supports too, because you really want to check the runes and try to control them for your mid.
Yeah, you can check both runes in like half a second, you know, just...
Yeah, that's nice. You can even bind it to 1, and you have a alias where it goes top, bottom, hero, center. So you're like 1, 2, 3. Just tap it 3 times, and it cycles through.
Alright, that's like cheating.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Programming is pretty powerful stuff, as I guess some of these high schoolers, recent college students can tell you. Seems to be mostly their passions here. June in the top lane. Dude's tanky, but not that tanky.
Not
He will
tanky
go
enough.
down. Simonive. Canyon. This guy's got some damage. Oh, the net. The net. I think net's probably the hardest part of Meepo.
Yeah, it's a hard skill to hit for sure.
Because essentially, if you farm enough, you can just right-click and kill anybody, and it doesn't really matter. But the net really separates you. And how well, he did not poof very far. I thought he went really far, and he didn't. And they find him in the trees here, and they're gonna actually kill him.
Oh, wow.
I just assumed he poofed to base, but I guess he couldn't get any of the meepos really far enough.
Yeah, he just poofed him to where he blinked his main meepo. But they're taking Roche at the same time.
Yeah, the space created, so it'll work.
Exactly.
And again, meepo, you just feed with this guy, it doesn't matter. Still,
He's a
a 1,000
highest
gold
level in
ahead
the
of net
game.
worth.
Yeah.
man, yeah, wow, level 21. Really putting a distance in the levels. Poor man's shield is dropped. The item, that doesn't really fall off like just the regular stout shield, but...
I think I've had Poor Man's Shield in my inventory like 40 minutes in the game.
Yeah, it is a good one, but the Aegis may be better. TP is also pretty good in just terms of what you could lose if you don't have a TP. And oh god, Dagon.
All right,
It's arrived. It's not purple anymore, sadly.
Detonator 5180 wants to do the damage.
He will do the damage. 2, 3, and 10. This is an easy hero to die on, especially in this game, and I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many heroes that can actually just walk up and kill him.
Super, super squishy. No armor on that hero. Pipe was used. They just forced a BKB out there. Kyrath is the one who forced it too with just the concussive shot. So that's on cooldown. They do have the Aegis. Just kidding. Flappy Bird has the Aegis.
Yep, he's trying to farm his BKB real quick. He's gonna need a lot of damage though to be able to kill the Razor in these fights.
Yeah. And another pickup here, the Boots of Travel on the Meepo, so you can have a lot more global presence. It's an item that always comes up late in the game for Meepo, but not a lot of times early, because again, you want the stats. I'm actually surprised he sold his treads. I feel like that was worth keeping.
Oh, he's had Tranquil Boots.
Oh, right, Tranquil Boots. Okay, I take it back. Team fight, though. Boots are traveling in here to some units, I guess. He finds Wheatmaster. Manib's going to take him down eventually, slowly. Flappy Bird trying to do what he can to the Razor, but Razor's all destroying him in the Chrono. And a reason why the hero is so good. But that's just the Aegis. He can jump back in and time walk here. McNorris, they really need to buy some detection for this guy. He's probably done a lot more than he should have this game. Can't blink though, and finally does up the hill. Burrow Strike on cooldown. However, Meepo is going to intercept here, bringing all the Meepos in, but there's a lot of damage coming out. He's going to go down. Flappy Bird jumps back in though, right on top of the Chakram. Can they kill June? They will get him, but Grenry picks up a double kill with the Serpent Wards. Crescenta lose all 5. Meepo will buy back.
That Eye of the Storm completely destroyed Void in that fight with Mask of Madness on.
Yeah.
Like, Void was sitting there right-clicking him and just Eye of the Storm was dealing way more damage to him.
Yeah, Meepo with the buyback to just push towers, and once they get off those offlane towers, they were not able to push early. And they will get them, and maybe even then some. 3 buybacks, though, available for Crescenta.
Yep, Void should have his, he has his BKB now after that fight. Sand King's working his way toward the Nags. There's almost a pipe on the Timber Saw now. But, you know, Razor's BKB is going to be running out quickly. Like it's at 8 charges. It's at 8 seconds now. When it gets down to 4, he's going to have a much harder time in these fights. Meepo's damage is, I would say, like 60% magic damage. His right clicks deal deep magic damage, and Poof does a lot more than his right clicks in team fights, for the most part.
Yeah, definitely for now, only hitting for 114. What do you go for next on Meepo? He's got that mech early. Are you Sheepstick player, or are you Aya Scotty player?
I've been doing both, but I think Hex is better this game.
To bring down, I guess the Dragonite. Just really secure the kill, I suppose, on either Canyon or Loy, Dragonite or the Razor.
They've opened up the map so much that he can pretty much farm the enemy jungle and his own jungle along with all the lanes, and the Hex would just give him so much pick-off potential. He could easily kill the heroes with BKB that, you know, think they're safe pushing the side lanes out.
Yeah, and especially a hero like Shadow Shaman as a support. A lot of times you'll see Shadow Shaman just alone, you know, pushing towers by himself with his ultimate just because of the nature of that hero on support, but not against a Meepo, especially not against a Meepo with the Sheepstick this late in the game. The Ag Scepter, look for them to take some more objectives with that. They weren't even able to squeeze out the Roche because Lamb 2 kind of stole it from them, and like you said, they got the global presence now. Meeple's farming his own jungle, he's pushing top, could probably even have one farming the jungle up there as well. They're pretty strong right now. See what the next, what the next goal will be. Looking at Roche, it's a while off. It was not long ago that they took that, so I guess that top tier 2 tower is where they have their sights.
How do you use that Roche timer? The little clock with the arrow thing? I don't have a clue how to use that thing.
Alright, I guess that's acceptable since you don't see it as a player. So each little tick is just a minute. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to see that little glowing thing in the bottom left.
Yeah.
And that's where the randomness comes into. So then you've got another 4 minutes that go all the way up to 12, even though 11's the max time. So if you see that last little tick with the glowing, then that's a 11-minute Roche. Before that is 10, 9, and then 8, the shortest. And you kind of got to guesswork in between. If it's like highlighted only halfway through a segment, then it's like 8, 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is way too complicated for me.
Yeah, I guess. Some people apparently struggled with it.
I just don't
Fortunately,
understand.
You might be one of them.
Yep.
It's like a fraction. They're all a minute.
Okay.
And it used to be an outer circle and an inner circle, which I thought was way cooler. It just looked better, but apparently people complained. So people like you complained.
So
It
when
got
is it going to
changed.
spawn? In how many minutes?
Well, it's still random right now, so 2 minutes at least, but since it just came up, I know that it's about 5.
Okay.
June will die. There's a team fight in the bottom lane. Good Chrono. They're taking out the mech and the pipe, and actually both of them got you, so at least they got the buffs out of that, but no damage from Viper, no Viper strike. Big Burrow strikes from Norris. This guy's been a player in the team fights. Boy is still alive, but his team is dead, and now he is the last to be focused in. Probably what they should be doing, just killing him last. He doesn't output an insane amount of damage right now on Dragonite, and wow, the buyback's in sync coming out. They go up top. That's because Meepo is forcing out a Glyph of Fortification onto this tier 3, getting a lot of damage. One Meepo stuck behind, but he will not be left behind. He will just move out.
Yeah, Meepo's just keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, actually, I see in Twitch chat, not super active, but someone said, what about Vlad's? And I guess maybe they're asking on Meepo?
Vlad's is more of like it's really cost efficient, but it doesn't give you stats.
There's no stats, yeah.
So usually your teammate will pick it up for you if you need it, but yeah, otherwise it's usually not picked up very often.
Yeah, it was a little more common when you could disassemble Tranquils and do the whole Tranquils bast into Vlad's sort of thing. But yeah, definitely not anymore. Or at least in my mind it was, I don't really know.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Okay, so they finally get Rax off of the map, and that's really key. Those are the big objectives before the Ancient, the biggest objective. And with the double diebacks, which I guess I should have made a bigger deal about, because it's a big deal. That's actually probably the game losing blow right there.
Yeah, if you buy back and die, you're down for such a long time.
Middle barracks are under Dire's middle
You also end
Yeah.
up blowing like 2,000 gold.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And getting Mega Creeps, potentially. They've taken 2 lanes of Rax already. Flappy Bird just going to go over. And yeah, Daedalus again with no attack speed, and you don't crit towers. It does make Void's push maybe a little more underwhelming than I guess just attack speed from Maelstrom, but not a big deal here. The final team fight breaks out and it quickly ends. Norris with the epicenter and Gren Ree, aka Glenn Lee, with a good game call here. So Crescenta, they gave it their best. They were able to take 1 game, and all the games were pretty action-packed, pretty close, and I'd say pretty exciting. I was impressed. I didn't even expect this level of play when I was just reading their MMRs, but I think everyone really surpassed the MMR that they're placed at.
Yeah, both teams just love to fight.
That's pretty refreshing, actually. I mean, there was no just like deathball push with like 5 kills and like you just can't do anything. Tons of blood.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
All right, well that's
all tied up now.
Finals. No,
No?
it's over.
It's over?
Yeah,
Wait, am I retarded?
you might be. I don't want to call you retarded, but it is over.
I don't believe you. This is a game 5.
Yeah, that's because they were told, so we didn't know to upload all the, just make a fake Game 5, so they don't know.
I've been
But
tricked.
As you can see that Game 4 and Game 5 are the same size, so I was pretty confident that it was going to end in 4.
Okay.
Although, I was a little unconfident, because it really looked like Crescenta was going to win that last game for a while. They really pulled it back after a pretty rough early game.
Okay, so Lamb 2 is victorious.
Lamb 2, that's a high school that Theban 1437 could have went to and didn't.
He could have.
And now they've got a Dota team, so I wonder how he feels. You're getting flamed with
That's
Keepos.
It's nothing new. I'm used to it.
All right, well that's the finals here. Hope you guys enjoyed the high school Star League finals for Dota 2. It's a Lamaro, aka Lamb 2, that takes it, and I believe $1,000 as well. Maybe split between the two teams, first and second. Second place finish, Crescenta Valley High School, both all everyone playing really well. So hopefully you enjoyed. I'm Helium. You can find me on Twitter at HeliumBrella. It's up there at the top of the title there. And of course, Brax. Any final words, shout outs, and where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at BraxLikesDota. We had some good games, actually. Both these teams played well. Monib was the man of most games, it seemed like. He had a great Death Prophet game, and I'm glad he brought out the Meepo. It's always nice to see. And, yeah, just shout out to both these teams. They did a great job.
All right, so we're going to go back to the Wubs provided by Monster Cat because they are literally the best in this current era of Twitch. So peace out, guys. Hope to see you around on future casts later, and you too, Brax.
You too.
Peace.
Yeah, it was a pleasure casting with you.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Oh,
I'm
no.
on the Wubs.
You're gone.
Oh, God. I said it was a pleasure as well, but I had muted that,
Yeah,
and
I
everything's
figured.
out of sync, and now everyone hears us, and it's awkward, and I'm going to go now, but we'll talk later.
You know, this is where we can internet hug.
Yeah, internet hugs are real.
Okay. Now,
right.
now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
don't hug for too long, ever. Peace.